Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, Negara. Thank you. You may be seated. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Senator Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah bin Azizan, the Minister of Finance II at the Ministry of Finance. Yang Berhormat Senator Dr. Zulkifli bin Hassan, the Deputy Minister at the Prime Minister's Office, Religious Affairs. His Excellencies, Heads of Diplomatic Mission in Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Samsudin bin Osman, the President of the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sheikh Abdul Rashid bin Abdul Ghafur, the Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Professor Emeritus Zulkifli Abdul Razak, Director of IIUM and Advisor for the conference. Yang Berbahagia Professor Emeritus Dr. Muhammad Azmi bin Omar, the President of the International Association for Islamic Economics, IAIE. Professor Dr. Gairul Zazmi bin Matgani, the Dean of Kuliah of Economics and Management Sciences at IIUM. Professor Dr. Muhammad Aslam bin Muhammad Hanif, the co-chairman for the organizing committee of the 15th ICEIF, distinguished keynote speakers, panelists, moderators, and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Selamat sejahtera and a very good morning to everyone. Selamat datang, ahlan wa sahlan wal marhaban bikum, and welcome to the 15th International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance, ICEIF 2024, organized by the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM, and co-organized by the Ministry of Finance Malaysia and the International Association for Islamic Economics, IAIE. My name is Aizuddin, and it is an absolute honor for me to be your Let us kick things off by invoking the blessings of Allah to grace our event today with the recitation of the Quran. I would now like to invite Al-Fadil Ustad Abdul Khair bin Jalil from IIUM onto the stage to recite blessed verses from the Quran. Tafaddal mashkura.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويا قوم أوفوا المكيال والميزان بالقسط ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين وما أنا عليكم بحفيظ قالوا يا شعيب أصلاتك تأمرك أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا أصلاتك تأمرك أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا أو أن نفعل في أموالنا ما نشاء إنك لأنت الحليم الرشيد قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا وما أريد أن أخالفكم إلى ما أنهاكم عنه إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت وما توفيقي إلا بالله وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair, and thank you very much, Al-Fadil Ustad Abdul Khair, for that beautiful recitation of verses 85 to 88 of Surah Hud. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, Al-Fadil Ustad is the winner of the International Al-Quran Recital Competition in 2016 and 2019, held in Kuwait and Malaysia, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, to give the welcoming remark for the 15th ICEIF, please welcome to the stage Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Samsudin bin Osman, the President of IIUM.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wa mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister Malaysia. Yang berhormat Senator Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah bin Azizan, Minister of Finance too. Yang berhormat Senator Dr. Zulkifli bin Hassan, Deputy Minister, the Prime Minister Department, Religious Affairs, Excellencies, Heads of Diplomatic Missions in Malaysia, Yang Bahagia Datuk Sheikh Abdul Rashid bin Abdul Ghafur, Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia, honorable guests, distinguished speakers, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all. It is with great pleasure and honor I welcome you to the 15th International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance. The first International Conference on Islamic Economics was held in Makkah al-Mukarramah in 1976. This was a seminal moment for the development of Islamic finance, Islamic economics and finance. Almost 5 decades later, and in conjunction with the International Islamic University's Malaysia's 40th anniversary, the Kuliah of Economics and Management Sciences of the International Islamic University of Malaysia is honored to host the conference for the 3rd time. Islamic economics and finance offer unique perspectives, deeply rooted in principles of justice, equity, sustainability, cooperation, and ethical conduct, which resonate across cultures and societies in tackling current economic and financial issues. As we embark on this intellectual exchange and exploratory journey over the next few days, let us delve into the rich heritage of Islamic economic thoughts, examine contemporary challenges, and chart a course towards innovative solutions that can contribute to Rahmatan lil Alamin, mercy to all human beings, nature, and the environment. The 15th ICEIF provides the unifying platform for academics, financial practitioners, and policymakers worldwide to discuss the nuanced challenges and harness efforts towards an ideal common future. In a world marked by economic challenges and financial complexities, this gathering stands as a beacon of collaboration and enlightenment beyond disciplines, bringing together minds dedicated to exploring and advancing Islamic economics and finance principles and practices. And as we engage in rigorous debates and delve into intricate discussion, Let us remember the underlying values guiding our endeavors: integrity, inclusivity, and a shared responsibility towards a more just world that is sustainable, caring, and compassionate, respectful, innovative, prosperous, and trustworthy. Ladies and gentlemen, as IIUM celebrates its 40th anniversary, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to Bank Islam Malaysia, Berhad, who also celebrate their 40th anniversary. It is truly a remarkable milestone, marking 4 decades of providing ethical and sustainable financial solutions to the people of Malaysia. Over the years, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad has played a crucial role in shaping the Islamic banking landscape in Malaysia, setting the benchmark for other financial institutions to follow. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, sponsors, and organizers whose dedication and commitment have made this event possible. Let us seize this opportunity to learn from each other, challenge our assumptions, and emerge with fresh insights and renewed determination to make a meaningful impact in economics and finance. May our discussion be fruitful and interaction enriching, and inshallah, our collective efforts pave the way towards a brighter future. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Samsudin, for your warm, welcoming words. I would now like to call upon everyone's attention onto the screen for a short montage about the 15th edition of ICEIF.
In the dawn of the 20th century, as Muslim nations embraced the promise of independence, Islamic economics emerged as a discipline. From the first ever conference in Saudi Arabia, our journey continues, marked by unwavering resilience and boundless innovation. In conjunction with International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM's 40th anniversary, the Kuliah of Economics and Management Sciences is honored to organize the 15th International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance. Join us as industry experts unveil the transformative power of Islamic economics and finance in shaping a brighter future for all, as we celebrate our monumental achievements over the years. Together, let's propel forward into the future of Islamic economics and finance. Welcome to the 15th International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance.
Thank you very much. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to call upon to the stage our honorable speaker for the premier address and to officially launch the 15th ICEIF.
وما توفيقي واعتصامي إلا بالله. الحمد لله القائل ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Saudara Amir Hamzah, Menteri Kewangan kedua, Dr. Zulkifli, Menteri, Timbalan Menteri, Tuan-tuan yang utama, Tan Sri Samsudin, Sheikh Abdul Rashid dari Negara, Tan Sri Zulkifli Razak, Rektor, Profesor Azmi, Aslam dan semua tetamu-tamu yang muliakan. Ada satu penghormatan pada saya untuk sama-sama terlibat dalam acara yang penting ini, karena seperti mana yang dibaca Quran oleh qari yang tartil tadi saya, in uridu illa al-islah mastata'tu. Ya, maknanya langkah kita untuk terus mengupaya peningkatan perubahan ke arah kebaikan sedaya upaya kita. Jadi termasuk jugalah inisiatif keuangan Islam dan bank Islam yang telah dikemuka sekian lama oleh tokoh-tokoh besar. Kita ingat Omar Chapra, Natullah Siddiqui, Munzar Kaf, Umar Zubair, Khurshid Ahmad. Ini teman-teman yang terlibat secara langsung dulu. Tetapi semua mereka tanpa kecuali merasakan sudah sampai kepada tahap di mana ada tuntutan islah itu diteruskan dalam konteks yang lebih menyeluruh, yaitu maqasid. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather today for the 15th edition of the International Conference of Islamic Economics and Finance, I would like to have this opportunity to acknowledge the 5 decades of dedicated work by countless Islamic economic scholars, researchers, and their institutions all over the world. Much has been accomplished, but even more needs to be done, especially when we navigate in these post-normal times. I made reference earlier to the more comprehensive discourse on the maqasid Sharia. And the pioneers, notably Natullah Siddiqui, made a compelling case, surprising, even a devastating critique against the way we manage our Islamic finance and institutions. And we do recognize, and I believe in Malaysia too, the Bank Islam and other related banks and their windows did take impressive efforts in this direction. But we have to acknowledge the fact that this is not entirely the maqasid, the aim of Islamic economics. It's a beginning, it's a critical beginning, but it needs to develop through islah mastata'atu in Islamic economics and finance. And that's why I think even trying to expand beyond just the Islamic nomenclatures, we need to undertake a better understanding of what reform entails. I have to acknowledge and recognize that these pioneers put forward an action-oriented plan, agenda that possibly was too forward-looking for the times. And I personally experienced this when I was in government, and the huge concern, protests, and negative comments. But alhamdulillah, things have changed. Meaning, over the last 30 years or so, Islamic economics that was promoted as holistic development agenda has been separated from the advances in Islamic banking and finance. The rich ethical Islamic economic ideas and concepts became marooned in the hallowed halls academia and talkfests, while an overly fic-centric, let's say, narrow and legalistic oriented approach in Islamic banking and finance prevail in commerce and industry. This has led to the imputation that Islamic economics and finance is being a patchwork. Now don't worry, I'm being a bit rather provocative this morning to compel you to discuss and deliberate on these issues further. Critics charge that it is mere rhetoric, lacking in original substantive content, other than the recycling of conventional traditions. Partly true, no different from the pious platitudes delivered in religious sermons. Some detractors have gone even further, labeling Islamic banking and finance as an exotic sub-school of neoliberal finance capitalism, albeit with fiqh compliance. Objectively, we should reflect on this, and I think, notwithstanding whether you concur with these assertions, the discourse must deal with this subject, because without doubt there is some basis, and looking at the scenario, political economic scenario in the Muslim world, it has strong resonance. Now let me reflect briefly on my limited experience now in Malaysia after slightly more than a year in office. The main problem with a somewhat impressive economic achievements, we do encounter problems of abject poverty, hardcore poor. I'm not talking about inequality, but I'm talking about hardcore poor, people who do not have enough food on the table. Now, so in my first year, which is last year, I said, there's no rhyme or reason for us to ignore this. When we talk about Islamic economics, Islamic banking, to me completely irrelevant if we do not tackle this basic issue. And alhamdulillah, at least we have figures in the first four main states of Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, and Melaka. We have resolved completely the issue of hardcore poverty in these four states. I'm just waiting for more reports on this. Now, in the last year, shockingly, we talk about quality education, digital transformation, food security, and energy transition, all impressive terms. And of course, it is something that we have to address. But then in our schools, even lavatories not be taken care of. Our children and grandchildren go to school without proper lavatories. And I instructed last year the Ministry of Education, don't talk about quality education, repair the lavatories first. And we have to spend at least 1 billion ringgit. We repaired 8,640 lavatories. Can you imagine? I mean, to me, it is unacceptable. If we talk in terms of the more sophisticated, complex issues, which has to be dealt with. But these are issues. This year, for example, you talk about housing, basic housing facilities for our police force, the armed forces, teachers, dilapidated buildings, not fit for occupation. And we require another 2 billion. So I'm discussing with the governor, that's why I'm here. To try and solicit some funds for this purpose. Now, why do I relate these issues? Because I think these are issues that is relevant and pertinent where we discuss Islamic economics or finance issues. Otherwise, there's total disconnect in terms of introducing instruments for Islamic finance, but there's gross injustice. There's disconnect between the stark realities that we have to face in this world. Now, so it is therefore commendable that this 15th conference, organized jointly by IUM, Ministry of Finance, and the International Association of Islamic Economics, show genuine collaboration between academia, industry, and policymakers. Now, the Madani concept introduced by my government puts forward an economic framework based on 6 principles: sustainability, care and compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, and trust. Now, guided by these principles, we aim to promote a new method of civilizational development, which we refer to very closely with maqasid Sharia. On that goes beyond mere economic data and statistics that do not resonate with the ordinary people. Rather, it is a new developmental approach that benefits society now and that of the future. I invite you now to imagine a future economy. One that channels investments towards sustainable businesses, prioritizing environmental protection, responsible resource management, and renewable energy, befitting our duty as stewards or vicegerents of Allah on earth, to maintain the balance, the wasata, between nature and manifestation of the faith, which is clearly amplified in the Quranic verse, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. Second, an economy that places the people at its center, not institutions or instruments or individuals, but people, that contributes to developing a caring, compassionate society, supporting comprehensive social safety nets, investing in community development, and abolishing poverty and gross inequality. Third, with a future society where prosperity has meaning to the many than the few, where unbridled capitalism yields to ethical inclusion, fair opportunities, and equitable wealth. Fourth, an innovative society developing not just new products and technology, but also ideas, solutions, and perspectives that challenge the status quo and inspire progress. And fundamentally, a society built on trust, where integrity, transparency, and accountability serve as the cornerstone of governance, fostering a sense of unity, cohesion, and collective responsibility over our shared destiny. This is our vision for a sustainable, humane economy for Malaysians, for Muslims, and for mankind. Now, I made specific reference to the issue of integrity and accountability because there's clearly a deficit in our societies. Here we do focus strongly on the issue of good governance and zero tolerance to corruption and mismanagement. We can't continue with that tradition that top professionals, top politicians, prime ministers and ministers use their position to amass wealth and squander the public purse for the interests of the families and the cronies. And this, to me, is prerequisite for Islah and for meaningful reform, including Islamic economics. You can introduce impressive, sophisticated instruments, but it's poorly managed and squandered by corrupt leaders is not going to help. And I think, therefore, in all our deliberations and discourse, we need to put clear emphasis on the issue of integrity, into values and accountability. Now, this is, of course, a collaborative effort. Academicians must continue to push the boundaries of knowledge, align the theoretical and ethical dimensions of Islamic economics, and develop practical applications aligned with these core Madani principles. Now, financial institutions, of course, must integrate these principles into core structures and decision-making process and ensure that their products are equitable and accessible. I must commend the governor for his initiative, introducing new instruments that show enough care and compassion. It is difficult to impress the bankers to think likewise. But I've seen this, and I was yesterday at the Maybank, our largest bank in the region, and I have to acknowledge their efforts and introduction of many new instruments that show more care and compassion for the people, other than improving the issue of governance and the issues of integrity and accountability. Now, regulatory bodies must create enabling frameworks for innovation and incentivize and reinforce ethical conduct, not mere legalistic compliance. This collaboration must be met with an ummatic commitment with joint efforts to help realize this vision for a better future. Even then, achieving this will not be without obstacles. The path depends on the global financial system, along with Western-centric models of development must be critically examined by thinkers. Unbridled capitalism, limitless greed, and the exploitation of this world's resources must give way to the principles of moderation, equity, and sustainability for the betterment of both current and future generations. With this, inshallah, we can realize a society rooted in justice and compassion. And may Allah guide us and give us the strength, the wisdom to pursue this agenda. Terima kasih sekali lagi atas kesempatan ini. Terima kasih kepada Governor dan Bank Negara kerana memberikan ruang dan kesempatan ini. Dan saya doakan mudah-mudahan persidangan ini akan memberikan landasan yang kukuh kerana kerajaan Malaysia telah jelaskan dalam kerangka ekonomi madani bahawa isu ekonomi Islam dan industri halal menjadi di antara keutamaan, dan pandangan-pandangan saudara dalam sidang ini akan membantu dalam kerangka persidangan antarabangsa yang akan kita adakan insya-Allah sekitar Mei, yang dipengerusikan oleh Saudara Amir Hamzah, Menteri Kewangan 2. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And then baru ke PC ya. Hah? Ini?
Lepas foto.
Kat atas tak? Tak ada. Ini 20 kan? Ha, 20. Kak Bai, kita tolong ambilkan mic AWANI. Akak bagi dekat reporter saya kat atas. Luarnya pendek je. Akak bawa dulu, nanti akak cakap yang pendek. Nanti pendek, dia panjang. Bawa dulu je. Tadi saya letak tinggi kak. Tak, 20 dulu. Jadi nak test. Oi, Hamzah Rozi. Pergi sikit. Aku tak nak. Dia dah kenyang? Mana tu? Apa ni? Ada, saya ada kau nya. Dulu kat atas. Power, kecil je. Apa lagi Jakim?
Tapi pukul 11.
Aku pukul 2. Pukul 2 tadi job. Okey. Malu. Pinting. Tak keluar dah? Dia satu boleh. Satu boleh. Ha? Alhamdulillah.